Now let's talk about girls, right? What happens with girls when they're going through this sexual transition? For girls, it's a very different experience because girls need more love and emotional connection more than physical. But still, girls are getting aroused. The slightest touch of hand can arouse her at that time. But nobody talks about the female arousal, which happens at teenage. So girls end up exploring all this with other girls, especially if you have a lot of girlfriends. I see a lot of sexual exploration happening in young teenage girls, mostly between themselves, and even boys. They start exploring within each other, with each other, boys and boys, because it's safe. Now, how the woman's body is talked about at this time will play a huge role in how she treats herself and her boundaries, her self respect, her self esteem. It's all formed at this time. Talking about boundaries, talking about self esteem, self respect is a great thing at this time. Empowering them about their looks, their physicality, because she will go seek validation outside if it's not given at home. Creating a safe space around your girls so that they can explore sexual experiences if needed, if that's what they are seeking outside in a safe space. Because if you don't do that, they're going to go to parties. Probably boys are going to make them have drugs. They'll get into all kinds of acts, and you will be a stranger to all that. And that's what happens with parenting gone wrong. Parents have no clue what these teenage girls are up to. If you don't empower them financially around that time, again a danger happens. That they start going to boys for the little things that they need. And then if those boys are not right and they're in their dark, unhealed space, they will manipulate girls. So, something that I think my parents did really right was A, they empowered me financially by giving me decent pocket money at a time where I could pay for my own things. I never had to go up to a boy to pay for me, not at a school event, not at a party, not when we were going out somewhere. And they also created a safe space at home to allow boys to come. Boys and girls were not some danger zones. They facilitated a very healthy, smooth interaction with between me and the opposite sex. I was never shamed. I was never ridiculed physically. Nobody commented on my body parts. So I grew up with a very strong self esteem. I was never told to stay quiet if someone touched me inappropriately, which is what I see wrong in how we talk to teenage girls. If someone touched me inappropriately, my mother told me to go beat up that person. So I grew up with a very strong sense of physical identity. No shame around sexual experiences. When an uncomfortable scene came on a movie on the TV, it was not immediately jumped. My mother said, "No, let the scene be on." Because the parents were making a point. We are okay with your sexual experience. So we will not switch the channel. As a family, we can sit here and watch this uncomfortable scene in a movie without anybody acting funny at that time. That made all this very basic, so normal that our minds never gravitated too much towards it. Because no taboo was created around these subjects, so there was no perversion, there was no repression. It was just like any other thing you did in life. No big deal. Neither did my grandmother ever made a big deal about the clothes that I wore. How you talk to girls, how you shame them for their body, for the clothes that they wear. Oh no, your cleavage is showing. Oh no, your waist is showing. Don't wear this, don't wear that. Don't do that to your little girls. It's going to scar them. It's going to make them feel that there's something wrong with them. Now let's come to the adults and porn in adult men. Again, the side effects. You'll stop enjoying sex with your partner. You'll stop enjoying physical intimacy with the person in your life. And you might gravitate towards very, very dark subjects because there are no filters in pornographic content. And that'll make you feel like this is your desire, even though it might not be your desire. Your references of what the female should look like will come largely from those pornographic images which are distorted, played around with, not real. People are performing. That's not how real life sexual intimacy shows up as. Sexual intimacy was never meant to be this gory, right? People have all kinds of crazy sexual preferences nowadays because that's what is shown in pornographic content. It's validated. It makes you feel like that's okay. You don't realize when did you slip into this dark hole. And now you're not enjoying your intimate relationship with a woman that is really good for you. One, men who are gay, men who are bisexual, still get married, still get into a relationship so that fear of society. Then they indulge in very other dark things. And they're sexually repressed. They can't speak up about their sexual preferences. This is also happening. I will talk about the women also, don't worry. But first, I'll talk about the problems men face. Women are so closed minded because they are so heavily conditioned by their mothers and their society to explore pleasure that men are frustrated in most marriages because the woman is closed. She's not open to expressing herself sensually. She's not open to exploring intimacy. She is a closed flower. And that's a big result of societal conditioning around pleasure. She thinks being a virgin is the highest thing that she can do because society's made you believe that. Virginity, chastity. So she cannot even experience pleasure. And then when these kind of people are paired up, it's a failed marriage, a marriage that lacks passion, that lacks exploration, energy. Because we forget physical desire has energy. It can bring you alive. So there is a deep aspect of how to dress up, how to treat each other, how to talk, foreplay that we're going to cover in Sambhog. So that you can bring your intimate relationships alive and thrive because that energy will spread to all other areas of your life. Next, let's see some things that women go through, right? Because most women don't even watch porn, but they carry these movies in their head. You know, they saw some actor and they saw a movie. So their whole idea of romance and the grandiose displays of affection that happen are largely coming from films. So they're so unhappy with the man in their life because they're probably comparing him to Brad Pitt, Shah Rukh Khan, some actor, some movie. So men are watching porn for physical stuff and women are watching movies for the same kind of erotic experiences of romance. And when reality hits, real life, no one's kissing you like that. No one's sweeping you off the fleet. No one's bringing you a garden of roses. And then you don't feel passion for this person because they don't look that great. They don't behave like that. So sexual energy just falls. But what if we could create great experiences within our own life? What if that was possible? Would you want to learn, relearn, first unlearn all the crap that has been sold to you around sexual intimacy? Because nowadays, when I see women, I think prostitution was earlier only limited to women. You know, every city has it. If you look at Delhi, there is a GB Road. If you look at Bombay, there is a Bhindi Bazaar, there's a Moulin Rouge, or like those districts in Paris, you know, we call them red light areas or areas where brothels exist and strip bars and strip clubs and orgies are happening, you know. So there is a deep need for the human exploration for sexual activity, clearly. till the time the person doesn't become meditative. This will happen. Meditation is the only cure from sex. But that's not where everybody's at. So we have to understand that sexual erotic exploration is just natural. And if there are no means for it to be conducted in a healthy way, humans are going to conduct it in a very perverse way. So earlier prostitution was just limited to women performing in these areas. But now I see men, gigolos, because now society has opened up. Women have a voice. Women are saying, we have needs too. I'm not happy with my partner. I need more men. I can afford them. So we are seeing all this happening even for women. Earlier, only men were getting into sexually extramarital affairs. Now, women also, because they're confident. If the same things are now happening with women also, because they have also realized that freedom. But is that the juice of intimacy? Is that what we're here to experience as human beings? Is there a more deeper, erotic, sensual experience that we can have with people? Well, Sambhog is my initiative to create that safe space, to have these conversations, to talk about those techniques and how we as beings can handle our physical needs for intimacy in a more graceful, artistic, creative, wholesome, soulful manner. Sambhog is about to start. Join it.